Now, in the short to medium term, as you're learning this stuff, you need to be overly rigid. You need to be a little bit stiffer than you would otherwise like. And that's going to be necessary because you're learning. And as time goes on and you build strength, you gather that database that we mentioned earlier, because you should be doing this in alignment with rehab work as well, alongside. You're going to find you can get away with a little bit more rounding, a little bit more movement of the lower back in some of these daily activities. But certainly in the short term, build good habits. And where possible, you can eliminate it. And then in cases like, for example, we mentioned earlier, tying the shoelaces, you're going to have some element of rounding in reality. But if we can aim for straight all the time, especially in these early days of recovery, give some momentum to the body. When you're later on in your rehab work, you're going to be in a much better place to start to reintroduce these things. And I wouldn't explicitly reintroduce them. You'll naturally become a little bit more lax. You're not going to get into the car without rounding your back in some way, shape, or form. But if it's only this much instead of this much all the time, you're going to be much better off, because the forces your back is having to deal with are going to be much lesser, much less frequent, and therefore less provocative.